Hi guys, it's me, Tiffany Shelton, and basically I wanted to make this video because I'm trying to make it an attempt to be more authentic, to be more vulnerable, and to show more of myself to the world in a way that I haven't done before. I think most of my content has been focused on advice and sharing things that I've learned through my studies and through my spiritual exploration. But I haven't done a lot of content focused on sharing who I am. So I'm here to change that. And so I'm going to share 5 things that I think you don't know about me. I know many of you know I'm studying to become a neuropsychologist. I'm training currently at UCLA and getting my PhD. I'm an entrepreneur at Conscious Life Shop, and I'm a blogger on my blog, TiffanyShelton.com. I give out conscious life advice and advice on conscious hustling. But I'm going to share with you 5 things that have really nothing to do with those things and just share more about my life. The first one is kind of funny because it says I'm feisty. I'm sorry, I have my little note card here. Yeah, I think most people think by my presence and the things that I talk about, because I'm so spiritual and I really preach about mindfulness and connection to inner spirit, and I am a Christian. People, I think, interpret that as like I'm a calm, like very mellow, have it all together person. Well, I can be calm at times. I am more of a warrior. I fight for justice. I fight for truth. I'm a very opinionated person. It's hard for me to be in conversation and not get into like a philosophical debate or really. I just like critical thinking, and I have an opinion and I have a lot to say. So yeah, I'm not like just the quiet like girl on the wall like some of these yoga girls, which, you know, shout out to them, no offense, but that's just not me. Like, my journey with yoga and mindfulness and spirituality and my religion has been more to help me deal with some of my fire, that's natural fire. And that's why I write a lot about motivation, because I do have this natural fire inside of me. And so yeah, I'm a little feisty. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to go into all of these too much. The second one is I deal with, or I struggle with, really social anxiety. The first 9 years of my life, I was the only child, and yeah, I don't know if that has a lot to do with it, but I am a loner. I'm an introvert, and being around other people requires energy for me. But more than being an introvert, I really do have like fears that I've worked on processing through the years, especially when it came to public speaking, which everybody has those fears. But beyond that, I've done a lot of work on myself, and a lot of mindfulness tools I use to deal with social anxiety, being in a crowd, meeting new people, networking. I struggled with ruminating after being in a social setting, like, what did I say? Why did I say this? And then having just apprehension about socializing in general because of fears of just being too self-conscious and too self-critical of myself, and wanting myself to be perfect in other people's eyes, and, you know, having to come to terms with, yeah, sometimes I'm going to say some awkward shit because I'm an awkward Black girl. So, you know, shit happens. I don't know if I can say that. I may have to take that out. You see what I mean? So yeah. The third thing is I also have struggled most of my life with being insecure about being really skinny. I've always wanted to be just a little bit thicker. And when I was younger, oh gosh, I think it bothered me more. Now that I'm an adult, it's like, it is what it is. And, you know, my man loves me, but, and I love myself more importantly, but I think it's been a journey to get there. And even now, it's something that I'm currently struggling with, as I'm about to get married, because I'm engaged. Just wishing I was just a little bit thicker in the hips. So that's something that I am constantly working on, accepting myself for who I am, truly loving myself for who I am, and separating society's values of what a woman should be from the reality of what women are. And I think that's something all women or a lot of women struggle with, and that's my thing. It's like, oh, I wish I was just a little thicker. But, you know, can't have everything. The fourth thing is I'm a nerd. I love to read. I probably read about 3 books a month, if not more. I feel like if I wasn't in school, I'm reading like a lot of textbooks and dissertation stuff. I read a lot of research articles. I'm constantly, there's not a conversation you can have with me and I'm not going to be like, oh, you should read this book. Oh, I just read this book. Oh, I read this article. I'm a nerd. I love to learn. Knowledge is power. And, you know, I'm a left brain verbal person. So that's just like my zone. I'm a writer. All writers read or should read. So. And the last thing is I used to do spoken word. So when I lived in Miami, I went to undergrad in Miami. And, well, that's a long story. I went to 2 universities in Miami, but we'll just stick with the U. And I went through a really hard breakup, and I've been writing poetry since I was like 8 years old, like really deep, dark poetry of like this sad 8-year-old. Yeah, I've been through some things. I've seen some weird stuff. But also writing poetry about really happy times. I also had really happy times. I don't want to make it seem like I was just like this depressed child. But when I was sad, that's something that I would do. And so that was something that came up again for me as I was going through a tough breakup when I lived in Miami. And I said I needed to share it with people. I got really into it. I was doing it a lot. I was in the newspaper. And I made a lot of really good friends. And it was just a good time in my life. So yeah, I used to do spoken word. So those are 5 things you probably didn't know about me, and I hope that lets you just get to know me a little more outside of the regular content that I do. And if you guys like this type of content and you want me to do more like this video, or if you have any other questions about the things that I share or anything about how I process my social anxiety and how I got over it, just comment below. I'm really good about responding. I respond to everything. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel and learning these 5 things. Namaste.